Well, good evening. Hello, everyone. This is Bright Spots. Welcome. I am your host, Laurie Labishak, and have I got a show planned for you tonight. Tonight, we have Bobbyjon Bauman with the Sycamore Center, and he's got some exciting things to talk about, and I just can't wait to bring him on and let him tell his story. But before then, I want to talk to you a little bit about doors and windows. It's often said that when one door closes, another one opens. And some people like to say that when one door closes, God opens a window. And then some people take it further so you can jump out of it. If you think about that, yes, God does open a window when he closes a door. And sometimes he does want us to take a leap of faith. He wants us to jump into the next chapter, right? And so I think it's really important that as we are figuring out this thing called life, that we just take a moment and look at the doors and the windows that God has opened in our past and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he's got control of the doors and the windows in our future too. And we have to know that no matter what happens, he's going to open the next door or the next window. He may close some in the process, but we have to be willing to take that leap when he does open the window. So, as I mentioned, Bobbyjon Bauman is our guest today, and Bobbyjon grew up on a sheep farm in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. Population 2,100. He graduated from Mineral Point High School in 1986, and he was a graduate of the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater with a bachelor's degree in education in 1990, and the Reformed Theological Seminary Master of Divinity degree in 1995. He taught school in the inner city of Houston, Texas for 2 years and has been working in youth ministry for the last 26 years, beginning in New Albany, Mississippi, 5 years, Madison, Wisconsin, 14 years, and now in Steubenville and Wintersville, Ohio, for the past 7 years. He is the president and founder of the Ohio Valley Youth Network, which is a 501c3 organization in Steubenville, and is also an FCA regional chaplain and has started 16 area FCA Bible clubs, which have around 400 students studying the Bible on a weekly basis before school. He is also the founder and director of the Sycamore Youth and Community Center, which services 250 kindergarten through 12th grade students in Steubenville each week, with 40 other school programs, and he oversees a staff of 62 volunteers. He currently works part-time for the St. Paul Center of Biblical Theology and started as a new youth ministry in Wintersville called the Connect Youth Ministry in February of 2017, which has grown to over 50 students. He was the winner of the 2017 Village Impact Award from the Laws Movement and was named one of the 2017 Community Stars by the Herald Star newspaper and was the 2018 Child Advocate of the Year winner from A Caring Place. He lives in Wintersville, Ohio with his beautiful wife, Pamela, and they have 10 children. That's right, folks, 10. So before we bring Bobbyjon on, I'd like to share my screen and show you a beautiful video that talks about the Sycamore Youth Center. Well, let's wait a minute because I need a minute to bring that back. I think I closed it when I had Bobbyjon on earlier. That's the joy of live TV, right? So let's bring Bobbyjon on. Bobbyjon, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, how you doing, Laurie?
Doing great. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. I know we talked about your bio here, which is quite extensive, and you've got quite a history. But what can you add to that? For the folks who do not know you, tell us, who is Bobbyjon Bauman outside of what we've already talked about?
Well, I guess I would say that the Lord's been good, and He's given me a heart and passion to reach children with the love and grace of God. And He's just given me many different opportunities to do that over the years, whether that be in youth ministry, whether that be in teaching. Also, I taught at the alternative school last year as well here in Steubenville through their Quest program. And it just seems like the Lord just has me gravitate a lot of times to kids who other people aren't reaching, or who don't have other things going well in their life. The Lord will bring them to me to speak life into their lives, to encourage them, to build them up. And I really enjoy that. And right or wrong, that's just how it's happened. I started out teaching in the inner city of Houston, Texas, for a number of years. And while I was doing that, I thought, what could I do that could have even a greater impact than what I'm doing here now? And so I thought, well, I'll go into ministry and be able to, share the gospel with them 24/7. And so I took that route and ended up going into ministry down there in Mississippi for. I went to seminary for 3 years, and then I was a youth pastor down there for 4.5 years, and then moved up to Madison, Wisconsin, and was there for 14 years ministering to youth. And so basically, I when I was 18 years old, I started my first youth group, the Soldiers of Light youth group, when I was in college, and I've been doing it ever since, in one way or another.
That is awesome. So I think I have the video queued up now. So let's try this again, folks. Let's try this again. I love live streaming for this reason, because you get to see us and you get to see us make mistakes too, right? So here we go.
Hi, I'm Bobbyjon Bauman. I'm the founder and director of the Sycamore Youth and Community Center. And we were very fortunate to get the center around 2 years ago, spent a year and a half renovating it. And we just looked to see if we could find a positive place for young people to come and do something after school. We have after school programming 5 days a week with over 200 kids that are involved in it. And it's just been wonderful.
What I love about the Sycamore Center is that it brings people together, and you can make new friends.
I came here last year and I chose to come back because it's fun here and we learn a lot. We learn about a lot of stuff. It brings me and my friends closer. We get to learn about God and the Bible, and if you put your faith in God, then good things will happen. So it's good to pray.
They help me and my brother. He's autistic, and they help him as good as they can.
It helps you learn what you're going to do for the future. And God has been good to me in different ways, and for that I thank Him. There was cooking. I can make enchiladas.
Today, I repented to the Lord. I gave my soul to Jesus Christ. I'm feeling way different than I have before, and it's a really good feeling.
The Sycamore has changed my life for the better. I have gone through things. The church has helped me cope. It helped me get through them.
I realized that some of the kids were broken. They always had family issues, things going on at school. And we'll come here, we're talking about their issues and stuff and pray about it. I'm happy I grew bonds with the kids, because I know I loved them a lot, and I just want the best for them always.
Well, there you have it. What a beautiful video that really captures what happens at the Sycamore Center. Folks, if that didn't move you, you should check your pulse, right? You should check your pulse. That is just a beautiful video. Now, did you produce that in-house?
No, actually, Gabe Ofka, who's my daughter's husband, ended up producing it, and he works and does that for a living, and is very generous with his time and talents. And he works for the Pittsburgh Technical College now in social media, and so he did it and did a great job.
So we have Sheila Parks. She must be someone you know.
Yep.
That's wonderful. And Sam Miles Bell. Do you know Sam?
I think so.
I know Sam. Sam was just a little squirt when we were when we lived close to Sam up on the hill and up on Tars Hill.
Oh,
She
okay.
still lives up there. So, yep. And she has quite a few children as well. So 10 kids. So
Yeah.
tell us about those 10 kids. I'm curious.
Well, I would say that all of them are out of the house except one. So it's almost in a sense we're at ease in Zion at this point. But it's been wonderful. The Lord's blessed. All the children are either in school or have jobs and are established at this point. And I've got a wonderful wife, Pam. She's tremendous and just has a real heart for God and heart for the children. And I have two daughters actually that both are pregnant now. And Emily's going to have a baby here in like 10 days. She's due. And then my other daughter, Faith, is going to have a baby in late August. So our tribe doth increase, I guess, in a sense. So I think that'll be like 5 or 6 grandchildren now.
Oh, wow. So we just have the one in Las Vegas, but our daughter is expecting in November. So
Oh, great.
we will have our second, and she will be here. So that is exciting. That is exciting. So, so Sam is saying that she took classes at the Sycamore Center for daycare.
Oh, okay.
So that is another facet of what it happens at the Sycamore Center?
Yes, we've hosted a number of different trainings. Recently, we did one that taught you how to positively discipline children who come from difficult backgrounds. We had somebody come in from the Family Recovery Center that did that. The Laws movement has done things there. The women of worship have done events there. I mean, there's something going on all the time. So unless I had a calendar, I wouldn't know everything that was going on. But I try and get the center filled with positive activity as much as possible, so that especially during the school year, almost every evening something's going on there, including Sundays. We increased to even do some Saturday programming now in the mornings, and so it's open 7 days a week with something going on, and definitely during the weekdays is when it's really, really busy, where we have the 43 after school classes Monday through Friday. So it's something that it's just like a beehive of activity, is what I call it. And so we the logic of the way that I kind of set it up was I just asked people if they had a passion to do something. I would allow them to go ahead and try to do a class, just see if it worked. And so we've had a lot of different classes and that have been done at the center, and we've had some that aren't meeting as frequently, or others that are at a high turnout, and sometimes we'll turn them over and go to another class and then bring it back. But we're trying to just build some certain life skills training within youth. For example, we had a shop class where kids were learning how to check the oil and check the tires, and how to jump start a car. We had a class for boys that they learned how to tie a tie, learn how to shave, and just some basic life skills. And a lot of the young men that we work with don't have fathers in the home, so we were looking to teach them some of the skills that they might have learned from their father. We also have sewing classes, which were very popular, and crafts classes, and everything under the sun. Dance classes, music, tutoring. And we had a hip hop class that went over very well, a business builders class for kids to learn to be young entrepreneurs. And this year we're looking to launch a chess club, which I'm really excited about this fall. I had somebody reach out to me about that yesterday. And so it's ever evolving, programming, takes place at Sycamore.
So, Bobbyjon, I like to ask all of the guests on Bright Spots. We're just, coming hopefully to the end of the pandemic. How has the pandemic changed you?
I would say that it's given me empathy, I guess, for people, and just with everything going on in the world, it's kind of allowed us to all take a step back and really reevaluate our values in our lives. And it hopefully has been a call for each of us to treat one another with charity. And so that's one thing it's done, is just to give us pause and allowed us to, Pam and I to reflect upon God. As well as for the center, we ended up doing the 50 Days of Hope concert series. And when I started that, I had no idea how that would go. And it turned out we had 35,000 views between all 50 concerts. And we took in $6,000 in donations for the center. And so we had a lot of people that were responding that had never heard of the Sycamore Center or anything that we did concerning youth. And they responded to the young people that were singing online for these 15 minutes concerts every night at 7 o'clock. So that was very positive. So to help with our outreach. Also during that time, it gave me the opportunity, and Pam as well, to write some grants that we had been meaning to get to. But as you know, me, Lori, I've been so busy with different things, doing something all the time. It gave me the opportunity, and then Pam and I wrote, I think it was around 47 grants during the 2 months that COVID hit, when we weren't able to work with the youth. And we've ended up receiving a number of those grants. And so it's helped out financially some with the center. But also it's allowed us, like I said, to kind of change our ministry to use social media a little bit more as well. I did Sycamore Story Time, where I'd read children's Bible stories on Facebook to children during that time, that typically were part of the Sunshine Bible Club that we run there. And so those also can be found online at our YouTube channel. If you go to Sycamore Youth Center, type that in under YouTube, you'll find the channel with those. So if kids want to watch them, they can do that. As well as all our 50 concerts are online there too for the Sycamore Sings event.
So a lot of the programs that you talked about are obviously in person. The kids come to the center, and you have, 250 kids that participate, upwards, even more than that. So during the pandemic, you can't do that. How did you transition any of those programs? I know you talked a little bit about doing the video concerts and the video Bible studies. Were there other programs that maybe some of the teachers transitioned to online, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, the Matt Hill from the Dream Big music program, who works out of Sycamore and works with us, he was doing lessons online. He had workshops as well online with music. The other thing that we did do is that we found out that the children for 10 days were not able to get food during the pandemic, because the school had spring break, so they weren't providing meals. So we ended up feeding 150 meals a day for, it turned out to be, I think, 6 days, calendar days. And so that was a blessing. And then we decided to go ahead and carry on and just feed kids on the weekends after that. And so for the last 2 weeks, we've been providing breakfasts and lunches every Friday at the Sycamore Youth Center in take-home grocery bags that kids can take. So we assemble 150 bags for them and then hand them out as people come. With drive-up service, we hand them out outside, so that just to keep with social distancing and things like that. And that's been very successful. Parents, grandparents, kids come down for that, and so been able to provide a service for the community in that way. Also, I was blessed to take in, now we have 10 interns that I'm working with on a regular basis down at Sycamore. And so we've been able to do some pre-programming for that. Our social media presence has gone up immensely with a new social media director that I have that's working full-time, as well as I have a business manager intern. I have a number of youth missionary interns that are reaching out in the community, as well as a assistant director that has been really helpful. Also, she just said, Bobbyjon, her name's Becca Shaming. She said, I just want to, whatever you can't get done, I want to do, and I'd love to be your assistant director. She's got a master's degree in special education, and just a phenomenal individual. So she's been a great help. well, she's younger, 24 years old, so she understands a younger demographic and really brings kind of a fire and fervor to the other interns that has really fired them up to do the work of the Lord here at Sycamore.
So, what year did you start the Sycamore Center, and how did that come about? How did you end up with the building, and where did the vision come from? I mean, we know it came from God, but I'm sure it was born out of some inspiration somewhere. Tell us the history of the Sycamore Center.
Yes, I was asked many times over the years, because I've been doing programs. I've done the FCA programs within the schools for a number of years, and then I also did the Sunshine Bible Club. I've run that for 7 years, graciously out of Westminster Presbyterian Church for 5 years. But people kept saying there's nothing for kids to do after school in Steubenville. And I thought to myself, well, I'm going to see if I can do something about that. And so I thought it'd be great to start an after-school program that meets 5 days a week here in Steubenville. And I would prefer to have it in a location where kids could walk to that would be close to their school. And so I was driving by a church one day downtown on 4th Street in Steubenville, and I saw on the sign it said, "We're moving to Follinsby." And I thought to myself, wow, I wonder what they're going to do with that building. It was very close to the urban mission, so I walked down and talked to Ashley Steele, and I said, do you know what they're going to do with that building down there? And she said, well, go talk to Reverend Winkler up in Wintersville. He's the area director for the Methodist Church and oversees that church, and see what he has to say. So I drove up there within the hour, talked to him, and gave him cast a vision of what I'd like to do for after-school programming here in Steubenville to start a after-school ministry center here. And he just got fired up and passionate. I'd known him before as well, so he knew a little bit of my background. And he said, I think the Lord is just, sensing that we should give this building to you for free. And he said, I'll check with the bishop and see what she has to say. And so it turned out that they ended up deeding the building over to us, which is a $1.6 million replacement value building for free. And so that's how it started. And the crazy thing was I'd put in a bid on a building that was like 1/10 of the size of the Sycamore Center about a month before that, and the bid was rejected. And I was just, wondering why that was. And then I knew later that God had bigger and better plans for us.
Yeah, that's that window that he opens up, right? When he closes the door, he opens the window.
Yeah.
So was the church move-in ready, or did you then have to do work to get it ready? And I have a feeling you did. So how did that materialize? Because that usually means a capital fundraising campaign. Yes,
it took a ton of work. And I have to give a shout out to Paula Stevens. She worked with me at the Sunshine Bible Club for a number of years, and I brought her over to the building after we got it, and I said, would you help a little bit with the decor and see if we can help fix this up? Because she had fixed up an old gas station down in Texas and remodeled it completely and ran a business out of it, and she's in home interior design and restoration, things like that. And she got excited as she started looking at the building, and just the Lord just moved upon her heart to really want to dig in and help renovate the space. And I said, I'd love to have you just do it. I'll make you the building manager, and you can just decorate it however you want and fix it up. So she literally spent 2 years, well, I should say a year and a half, fixing the building up. We threw away, I think it was 3 full-length dumpsters worth of stuff. We completely renovated it, patched the walls, patched the floors, patched the ceilings, redid, put carpet in it. I can't tell you how much work it was. It was crazy. And finally, after all that time, the space now is beautiful. I know you've been there, Lori, and sang there and helped out. But it's just a beautiful space. But it did take a lot of work. We had a lot of people gave toward that. We have over 100 people to give to us financially each year. And that's been very nice. We've got a couple grants too. The Puglisi Foundation gave us a grant for the kitchen that helped renovate that, and also the flooring in the basement. And so Then we providentially, we had some damage on the roof from a storm, and so they started fixing the roof. A company did, and then they just got on a roll, and he had a heart for God and said, "I just want to finish the whole roof off." So we got an entire brand new roof for, I think it was like $5,000 or $6,000, and normally it costs probably around $30,000. So a lot of people have given and pitched in ways of not only working, others financially, and others through prayer. So it's been a labor of love for many different people to see this come to pass.
And what year did you actually open then? You acquired the building in 16?
We acquired it in I think it was late 2017. And so we've been running programming for 2 years now. So we opened about 2 years ago.
So folks, if you're just tuning in, this is Bright Spots, highlighting individuals and groups in our community that are truly shining their light and the light of Christ. Tonight, our guest is Bobbyjon Bauman of the Sycamore Youth Center. And if you would like to be a supporter of the programming at the Sycamore Youth Center, you can see the website here below, sycamoreYouthCenter.com/giving. So please check out the website, check out their YouTube. They've got some great stuff happening. And when we come back, Bobbyjon is going to share with us some exciting events that are coming up soon this summer. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Bright Spots. I am your host, Laurie Labishak, and our guest this evening is Bobbyjon Bauman of the Sycamore Youth Center. Welcome back, Bobbyjon. Good to see you again.
Great to be back.
So, as we move forward here in the second half of our show, Bobbyjon, you have some exciting events that are coming up, and there's also a very special young lady that has kind of taken on a new challenge. And talk a little bit about the events that are coming up, the Ohio Valley's Got Talent contest, and last year's winner and what she is doing now.
Yes. Well, I'm very, very excited. The young lady that won the Valley's Got Talent competition last year, and for those who are unfamiliar with it, what the Valley's Got Talent is it's a Christian-based talent competition that takes place in Steubenville, Ohio. We've had 6 of them so far. We've had as many as 1,000 people in attendance at them, and last year we had over 100 participants, if you include the choir members that took part in the competition. And I go to 4 different schools, and I go and evaluate talent with 2 other individuals. And then we get that down to around 20 different artists that perform in 4 different categories. They perform that evening in front of the crowd, in Steubenville at the Steubenville High School auditorium. Then we give away $1,250 of prize money. And Lori, you were one of the judges for the competition, did a great job this year. But we have 5 different judges that judge from the area that are involved in music one way or another. And then we have 4 category winners and then an overall winner. And this year, Ashley Young-Kahlo was the winner. And it turned out that she later on, after she won the competition at the Valley's Got Talent, tried out for America's Got Talent. And she ended up making the television show for America's Got Talent. And she is going to be on the television show performing. Her dad told me that he's going to text me tomorrow with whether she's going to be on next week or not. And so she will be performing live, or I should say taped live, I should say, in front of Simon Cowell and everybody for the America's Got Talent competition. And she's a phenomenal artist.
Hey, why don't we show them? I think that we can show them. This is Ashley, and folks, just hold on to your hats. She absolutely blew me away when she stepped out onto the stage and started singing. Enjoy.
All right, up next is a Lincoln Park Performing Arts Charter Academy 7th grader, Ashley Yancallo with Anyway.
Red light.
Wow, right?
She's phenomenal.
She
I hope she
really,
wins
really
it.
Yeah, I hope she gets further than the audition, right? And
Amen
then
to that.
just takes them by storm. She truly just. And how old was she?
11 years old.
11 years
Yeah.
old. Wow, guys, that is just amazing. And so that's just one of the events that the Sycamore Center does. And so yes. So Beverly Higgins says loved her song. That is a beautiful song.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's actually a Martina McBride song. So that's a big song for a little girl to sing. My goodness.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I remember when she walked out on the stage and started singing, I think all of the judges were just mesmerized. She was just amazing. So that's Ohio Valley's Got Talent, right? Or the Valley's Got Talent.
Yep.
So what else is going on and what's coming up?
Just to recap, one other real quick thing. The date of the Valley's Got Talent this year is going to be October 4th at 6 o'clock p.m. at Steubenville High School. It's going to be a month earlier, just in case any youth are listening in that would like to try out for that. But an exciting event that I actually just booked this evening, I got off the phone with Mayor Barilla here in Steubenville. And I had asked him about a month ago whether we could do another gospel music night down at the fort. And he was very, very interested in that. And so I finally solidified the date and time this evening. And when it's going to take place is Sunday night, July 12th at 6:30 p.m. Down at the historic Fort Steuben. They may, if the social distancing works out, they may have it at the amphitheater. If not, they will have seating available for people to sit down and have a stage there at the historic Fort Steuben as well to accommodate whoever shows up. But the last time we had one of these, we had 500 people that attended it a couple of years ago. Booked a number of artists already. The Ambassadors Mime team is going to be performing. The Steubenville Community Youth Choir is going to perform. And we got a number of other gospel artists. Lori's going to perform, is going to be there, which I'm excited about. And but we'll definitely be spreading the word on that. But that's going to be July 12th, 6:30 p.m. And that'll run till 8 o'clock. But I just encourage you to bring your family and friends out to a night of encouragement. And that's what that's going to be. And so feel free to come to that. Also, we have coming up August 10th through the 14th. If you have any youth between kindergarten through 8th grade, we're going to have what's called Sycamore Summer Camp. And we're doing it as late as we can before school starts so that hopefully, it wouldn't get canceled because of COVID or anything like that. And I found out when the school met, and we're going to go ahead and do the summer camp from 9 to noon every single day, Monday through Friday. We're also going to partner with the Urban Mission. I went and met with Ashley Steele, who runs the Urban Mission, and we're going to do service projects for the 5th through 8th grade kids who are going to help put together backpacks for their Back to School Bash event, which will take place on the 13th, which our kids will participate in as well. But it's going to be kind of like our Sycamore programming / like a vacation Bible school. So we're going to have Bible stories shared, as well as we're going to have craft classes, art classes, music classes, drama classes, hopefully as well. And we're going to have free snacks and lunch, as well as a free t-shirt, and the camp is free as well. So it's going to be a great time for the kids. We're probably going to cap it at either 100 or 125, depending on the social distancing regulations at the time. But I know a lot of churches aren't able to run vacation Bible schools and things like that this summer. So this might be a great opportunity for kids who typically take part in those programs to take part in the Sycamore Summer Camp, which will be run similar to that.
Okay, folks, so there you have it. The Sycamore Summer Camp, August 10th to the 14th at the Sycamore Center. Is that correct?
That's correct, yep.
And then the Gospel Night of Music, Gospel Music Night at the historic Fort Steuben, July the 12th at 6:30. So 2 really neat events that if you've got kids, you want to tell them about the summer camp. If you know people that have kids and they're not able to do Bible school, this would be a great opportunity for them to fellowship and do that anyways at the Sycamore Summer Camp.
Yes.
And also gospel music night. I am thrilled that you've asked me to perform. I would love to share a couple gospel songs, and I know that it'll be a wonderful event. I participated with the Christmas concert last year and got to hear some beautiful music and was honored to be a part of that. So looking forward to that very much.
I did forget one other thing we're doing, Lori. We're doing a feeding program on the weekends, but one other aspect of that is that we're tying it in with the urban mission this year. And I met with Ashley about that as well, and Cynthia Lytle. And we're going to not only serve out of Sycamore, but go to 5 different sites in and throughout the city of Steubenville, as well as Wintersville. We're going to go to the Ridgewood Apartments, north end of town, south end of town, up on Maryland Avenue, another location in Wintersville. And we're going to have, I'm going to have the interns that work with me go and distribute food. I'm going to go a number of times as well, so that they can meet the kids, maybe play with the kids there, and then give them a meal as well. So there'll be a personal human contact with them. It's not just, dropping a meal outside a door or anything like that. And so that's going to start up not this Friday, but a week from Friday. We'll be partnering with the Urban Mission, and the Urban Mission is going to give more of goods that are shelf-stable type things in a drawstring backpack, and we're going to give more meals that the kids can eat right away. And so we're partnering with them on that, and I'm really excited about that. And that's going to run throughout the entire summer, every Friday, and between 11 and 1 o'clock. And for details on the times, you can go to urbanmission.com. They have it posted there. I'm almost 100% on that. Plus, it was in the Herald Star newspaper, if you want to look it up for an article on that.
Okay. So, Bobbyjon, if someone wants to get involved at the center, if they want to volunteer, or we've given them the site to make a donation, are there other ways that they can help? Are there things that you need that folks could donate to the center to help with the camp, to help with the food program? What are your needs there at the center if folks are tuning in and they'd like to help?
Yes, a couple of things that folks could do. One, I really need somebody who's a good fix-it person. I've got a couple things at the center. I need to get a door put on the hinges and set up. I need somebody who knows how to do drywall and spackling for a few areas in the center. So if anybody's good at that and can help with that, that would be wonderful. Please contact me. Also, we always can use food. So if somebody wants to donate, bags of chips or cookies or drinks or, healthy snacks as well, we'll always take those and distribute those as well. And then also, if somebody does want to volunteer, we do have a process through that, just because we have to keep kids' safety in mind. So we have people fill out an application, and then they get a background check, and then we have an interview, and then we'll hire folks on that we think would do a great job at Sycamore. And so for those who want to do that, or if somebody just wants to be a short-term volunteer and help out, they can do that as well. Or if your church group or youth ministry would like to help out at Sycamore during the summer, I got one youth group coming in from Chester, West Virginia, that's going to be helping paint a room and do some work in there. If you have church groups that want to help, we definitely have things to do around the center for that also.
Okay, great. So, folks, you are tuning in to Bright Spots. This is a weekly show that happens every week, and we highlight individuals or groups who are shining their light and shining the light of Christ in our community. Tonight's guest is Bobbyjon Bauman of the Sycamore Youth Center, and he's told us a lot about what's going on at the center. So, Bobbyjon, with the pandemic, we hope it's winding down, right? And we're getting back to normal life. What do you think is going to change as we get into normal life? What's going to change at the center, if anything, as we start to reopen and school reopens? How do you see things being different with the services that you're providing?
I would say that we're going to do some more digital type of things. Some of the stuff that we've done over the time the pandemic has taken place, We're looking to possibly do the Sycamore Songs of Hope concerts once a week all throughout the year. That's one thing that we're looking to do rather than doing them 50 days in a row, just do it one day a week. Also, we're looking to hopefully launch, once a week or bi-weekly Sycamore television show similar to what you do here, Lori, that will be youth related in nature, and where I'll interview different adults that work with youth as well as youth themselves, just to bring their perspective and bring some light and some encouragement to people concerning youth today, and hopefully have some educational aspects to it as well on possibly ways to turn youth in a positive direction with their life, and I'll talk to some folks that are experts in the field on that as well.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience tonight before we close the show out?
I'd just say that God's in control and he's still on the throne. So even though sometimes things can seem difficult with COVID and everything going on today, the Lord is good. His love endures forever, and his mercy endures to 1,000 generations. And so I just say that God is good. Don't be discouraged. Don't be dismayed, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go.
Thank you, Bobbyjon, and I certainly concur. Those are some good words. Good words. Thank you again for being the guest this evening on Bright Spots, and thank you to everyone who tuned in this evening for Bright Spots with Laurie Labishak and tonight's guest, Bobbyjon Bauman. Next week we will have Frank O'Brien from the Wheeling CVB. He's going to let us know how things are transitioning in the Wheeling area. So be sure and tune in next week for Bright Spots. Until then, I'm Laurie Labishak, and we'll see you later. Keep shining your light.